Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back, and we're doing a best of 3 Kamigawa Neon Dynasty draft. Well, I feel like I can't get away from Ryu. I keep getting it, playing it, being happy with it overall. It's good. It's very good, as a matter of fact. Very strong card. And 2 attack steps with this little beater that could is really, really great. So we're going to take it over Voltage Surge and Silencer and Automaton. Maybe even wheel the Katana or the Ogre since it's a warrior. Repel the Vial. I think very high probability we're going to wheel something we want from this pack, but we'll take Ryu. It's done me well, so I feel like I should just take it. Follow-up pick. Well, we can take Era of Enlightenment, which unfortunately is not a samurai or a warrior when it becomes a creature. That is unfortunate. There's a Katana in here as well, which I could also take. I mean, you don't have to necessarily be a samurai or warrior deck for Ryu, since it is one and it can attack and just give you the additional attack step, but I would say it's probably a good idea. Strongest card in this pack. I mean, maybe Thirst for Knowledge. Companion's another option too. It's just 2-drop that replaces itself. But I think we're looking at Katana or Era of Enlightenment. I could see maybe taking the Katana. Kind of fits with the first pick pretty effectively, since you attack, you attach, you're smashing for 5 first strike twice. I don't know. We'll see. Pretty early Katana pick, but I'd probably like to play Ryu if possible. Like now we could take the Exemplar and probably be pretty happy about it. Life of Toshiro Umezawa is quite strong. Synthesizer and Ogre in here as well, but Exemplar is exceptional. Exemplar is exemplary with Ryu. Attack with Ryu, pump it, attack again, pump it again. Really nice. So, and it's a 2-drop that it's a little beater that could on its own as well. So let's just take it. Also works with the Katana. A lot of reasons to take it. All right, well, Kami's Flare seems like a good pickup here. Cheap removal. We already have a thing to modify. Synergies. Here we come. All right. Acquisition Octopus is really good. This thing has taken over games against me. I don't think I've ever taken over a game with it, but I sure wanted to. Maybe once. Repel the Vial in here. Spirited Companion. I mean, other goodies, but pretty clear Kami's Flare. Cheap, effective removal. All right. Moth Rider Patrol seems pretty legit to me. Is a warrior, does tap things down, is a flyer, wears Katana well. A lot of upsides. Other good picks in here, obviously the Silver Fur Master. Jury's still out on Essence Capture. Like I said, the fact that it can't stop ninjutsu and it can't stop sagas is kind of a big deal in a saga ninjutsu format, I would argue. Bamboo, Grove Archer, and Tanuki again, but let's just take the patrol and be okay with it. All right, well, we can take the kunai. You know, I've seen the Mentor a couple times. It is a samurai. I feel like it actually is a good fit for samurai decks, because you're just going to pump whatever thing you're planning on attacking with anyway. But probably taking the kunai. Cheap removal that can hit face. Probably good for an aggro deck, probably. Gives us a second removal spell. I'm cool with it. Other things in this pack worthy of mention. I like the Mnemonic Sphere. And haven't really played with the Shadow Walker too much, but I think I've played against it a couple times. It's not bad. So, Hotshot Mechanic, unfortunately, is not a samurai or a warrior. It is a 1-drop beater. Something we can consider for an aggro deck, especially since we're really not giving up that much for it. Could take the Regent's Authority. It's a combat trick. We do have at least 1 enchantment creature. Could consider it. I mean, ideally you want to be all samurais and warriors when you're going for this plan. So this is basically just a 1-drop beater. I just don't think the chance of Regent's Authority making the deck is too high, but you never know. All right, well, Simian Sling modifies creatures, is cheap, reconfigures at a pretty good cost, is good for aggro, is not a Samurai or a Warrior, but a little bit less relevant since you can just reconfigure it. And it's a 1-drop. Can never really have enough 1-drops, right? Okay, picks here. Well, we got the Ogre, the Katana, Repel the Vile, Explosive Entry. Decent options. Could go for another Katana. They do... I mean, if you're all Samurais and Warriors, attacking and attaching for 1 is pretty good. Ogre is a Warrior. Getting rid of blockers is good. We're at 5 creatures. I'm going to go for the Katana. I'm going to go for... I feel like I've done Katana Plan a few times. It's probably fine. When We Were Young is kind of expensive. And you don't even get the... Jeez. To be honest, it shows you how little... You know me, I hate reading cards. Ew, read? But the fact that it has the artifact enchantment clause to give the lifelink, that's pretty bad. I think I'll take the Steward. We don't actually have anything that does anything with it yet, but it's early. All right, we'll take the Ogre here. It's a Warrior, gets rid of a blocker. It's got high power. Good for an aggro deck. None of these cards matter for us. Disruptor's probably the best. Doesn't matter. Guess I should have just taken the protocol. Whatever. All right. Pack 2. March of Otherworldly Light. So this is an awesome card. It exiles too. Probably taking that. Heiko is in here. We do have... I mean, it's great with Ninja's Kunai. Yeah. Getting Kunai back continuously like that. And Kunai in particular, since it's a card that goes to your graveyard. So, Busayu Reaches Skyward has really wrecked my world multiple times. Great card. Easy March of Otherworldly Light, though. This just deals with everything in white. It's just fantastic. Not a single complaint from your old pal Alex here on that card. Great card. Splash Hinata. It's possible. What am I giving up by doing that? Well, Kami's Flare seems a little more disciplined to me. It's also not a Samurai or a Warrior, but it is a 4-mana 4/4 flying trample with upside, which is pretty good as it turns out. But we'll take Kami's Flare, cheap removal. Those Kamis. Kami Scare there. Ooh, a Sorry Captain. You know, I haven't gotten to jam this one yet. Kind of excited to. It is a 5-mana Samurai, but it's got hastiness and, yeah, bonus for all. I mean, this is an awesome card. Good beater. Looks fun. I do feel like I've jammed this archetype a few times now, and I like it. All right, I don't like this one too much, but to be honest, this probably looks like a deck where it could be pretty good because... It requires modified creatures to really be worth your time, but we've got the Katanas, we've got the Simian Sling. The thing is, about this Samurai, in my opinion, I mean, 2-mana 3/3 is good, but it doesn't have the Samurai Warrior theme going, which is, you know, bonuses. You want all your Samurais and Warriors to do something for each other. Like, Patrol, admittedly, doesn't do anything for the Samurai, you know, attack clause, but... It has flying, it can tap things. Ogre can stop a blocker. You want some other upside rather than just being a creature, is what I'm saying. So we can take the Peerless Samurai. I kind of like this here because it can cheapen things. But, yeah, I mean, otherwise we could take the Samurai, the Sunblade Samurai, because you can, I mean, you can pitch it. Channel has been so good that I'm pretty tempted to take the Sunblade Samurai, actually, because it gives you double bonus, basically. Early, uncounterable, find your planes when you're all red mana. It makes more hands keepable. And a 4/4 Vigilance is not bad. I think it's possibly better. Basically, Channel in general, I feel like just gives it that upside over cards that don't have channel. Like if you're trying to decide between two cards, the one with channel is probably the one you're looking for. So what's our removal and creature count? Like, let's ditch mechanic. I just, basically things that aren't warriors. Oh yeah, now we can find Intercessor's Rest. That already worked out. Things that aren't samurais or warriors, probably gonna get the boot. I might take Repel the Vile here. We're playing best of 3, so it's at least... I mean, I could take the Samurai. I do want an all-Samurai deck, but Repel the Vile is pretty useful removal, I've found. This is not going to fit in our deck too well. I guess I'll take Explosive Entry. Wow. Oh, whoops. Well, as much as I want Exemplar, this also makes a Samurai creature, which is perfect for the deck, and just deals with so many things. Tough because we are low on creatures, and Exemplar would be just great for the deck, but Banishing Slash, too good to pass up, I would say. So, aura-wise, we just have one aura. But, I mean, I can play Crackling Emergence. I can play other things in a pinch. I'm just going to take these for now. Admittedly, we need some more creatures. If I have to play the mechanics as just one-drop beaters for our aggro deck, I'm not going to be upset. This also makes a Samurai. It's something I can consider. I already have Explosive Entry. You might need more creatures. Light the Way, so it's a combat trick. Can also save creatures. That's pretty useful, actually, at least as a sideboard card. We have at least a couple dudes we want to save. I mean, Ryu in particular you want to save. All right, we got the Samurai back. Good. The United Shattered States of America era. Pretty cool card. You know, it usually makes the cut, or usually doesn't make the cut in my decks, but definitely seen it win games. What's so odd about this card is the second mode is so like antithetical to what a Samurai deck wants, because it should be like target creature you control gets +1/+0 for each creature you control. You know what I mean? It should be something like that to reward you for the single attack. But what do I know? I'm not the great and powerful WotC. I can't design cards. Wow, Wandering Emperor. That also makes Samurais. What a lucky, lucky guy I am. You know, in that last draft, I said I should be in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the worst drawer ever. I take it back. I am the luckiest human being in the world. Thank goodness for opening Wandering Emperor and being happy about it. So let's take it. Great card. Invoke Justice. This is a... You know me and Invoke, though. Pretty problematic. I mean, 4 white, we do have... it's probably a bad idea. Gosh, it gives a lot, though. I might just take another Kami's Flare. We do need more creatures, too. But I guess this is a creature, so we really have like 11, 12 creatures currently, which is still light, but I want the Exemplar. We might wheel it. I want Tempered in Solitude, too. There's a lot of cards I want here. I think I'm going to take the Flare and we'll wheel something we want. Invoke Justice is quite strong, though. I'm trying to be efficient with my mana, okay? Goshen Tai is good, but I might just take Kami's Flare again because it's cheap removal, and we have a lot of ways to modify in here. So it's going to be a kill spell that shocks our opponent's face. That's pretty good. And remember, we can always bust out creatures in a pinch. If we're creature light, we've got some 1-drops that can beat down a little bit of damage early. All right, let's take the Windscarred Crag. Subduer, kind of exactly what we're looking for. More Samurai value shenanigans. Voltage Surge too. Sheesh. All right. Well, things that are likely not making the deck. Entry, Repel. We've got just much more premium removal than that. We can do another Light the Way out of sideboard to consider it. Actually, probably take the Steel Breaker just in case we're creature light. because it is a warrior, we do have some artifacts. Not a ton, but enough. All right, another Simian Sling is totally fine. Fine, not amazing. All right, another Arrest is pretty good. Jeez. We're like all removal. Well, we might just be off the equipment plan with this much removal. Although, wow, we got the Exemplar back. This deck looks great. I don't even know what to do with myself with all these good playable cards. Don't need any of it. They certainly don't need a Kindled Fury. Maybe I'll take Dramatist Puppet as a sideboard option against something. Capitech Wrecker, take off their take off the Death Touch counter. There you go. Well, we have enough creatures. That's the good news. I don't even have bad news. Like, even Ember Keeper is actually a great addition for this deck. We have so many ways to modify now, and we probably could have used another 2-drop, so that's cool. Yeah, I don't have any complaints whatsoever about this deck. We have 15, but really it's more like... Let me do 16, 17, 18 creatures. Let's be honest, these aren't going to make the cut. Shrine Steward probably doesn't make the cut either. It's not a bad card. In fact, I like it. But we've got so many things we have to cut here. I mean, I guess we only have to cut 4 more cards, but... I could do 16 lands. It's just... I've been burned by it so many times. Our curve is pretty low, though. And this definitely looks like a deck that can flood out. We've just got such strong stuff in here with the Wandering Emperor and Ryu. I mean, we have the Samurais that can ramp us. What's colors? Look, we're dead even, too. Jeez. We have double white. We don't have double red. We have multiple double white and double red. So... we may have to do the 16 because the Sunblade Samurai also kind of counts as a land. That's true. Okay. I'm risking it just because there's way too many goodies to cut things in here. Way too many goodies. I may just cut the Katanas because look at our removal. We've got so much good. I mean, the Katana is a great card, but when you've got 4 Kami's Flare, March of Otherworldly Light, Voltage Surge, double Intercessor's Arrest, plus Wandering Emperor, like this deck just kills everything. Banishing Slash, did I forget to mention that one? Plus we even have a good mix of artifacts and enchantments. So it's even possible to get the value here. Wow. That's impressive. Decent. If we were going to cut one creature, which one would it be? So Steelbreaker in here... I'm more inclined, I should say, to cut a little more on the top end just because we are doing the 16 lands. That way we can at least ensure I mean, the whole point of running 16 lands is you're going to stay so busy early that it doesn't matter if you miss a land drop. You want to just power stuff out, get in there. So I could see maybe cutting the Steelbreaker because even Samurai in here is technically... sometimes a 2-drop. But Steelbreaker, I mean, it's not... the thing about Steelbreaker in here is it doesn't have a ton of synergy other than being a warrior. It's not likely we're going to cut... it's not likely we're going to sack a Kunai to a Steelbreaker. It's not likely we're going to sack Simian Sling to a Steelbreaker or an Unstoppable Ogre. So there's a lot of things... it's basically a 4-mana 3/4 beater in here is what I'm trying to say. So it might be okay to cut. Now, it says 13 creatures, but remember, it's really more like 14 because of Emperor and potentially 15 with the Banishing Slash. Although, I'll give you, you really have to... how often are we going to have both? I don't know. I think that remains to be seen. So, a little bit creature light. Removal heavy, creature light, which can be difficult for aggro decks, but... We're going to risk it like this. And you know me, I hate running 16 lands. I really, really hate it. But I think we're going to do it. All right. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, round 1. On the play, no red mana. Got Exemplar. I think we risk it. If we don't get red mana, we're in trouble. If we do get red mana, we're fine. In fact, I would say we're quite good if we get red mana. We can go Exemplar into Samurai into Sunblade Samurai potentially. Ah, there's our red mana. Good. Well, I suppose we can attack. Surprised they took that. Well, if I'm not doing anything else with my mana, which I don't think we are, because I'm not gonna pitch the Sunblade Samurai. I'm okay with doing this. We didn't have any other use for that mana anyway, so this is fine. All right. Well. So I can kill the mechanic and play the samurai, and what that allows me to do basically it eliminates the kunai value they get. So we forego 3 points of damage. We get a samurai that's safe from kunai blowing up edge. We lose out on a little bit of Kami's flare value. I don't know if I care about that, though. I mean, I suppose another option is use Kami's flare on the mechanic, attack for 3 again, which actually isn't bad. Does not make the best use of mana. I'm going to go for this play. This is kind of weird, but here's my thoughts on it. I already used all my timeouts. Jeez, that was quick. I get in for 3 points of damage, which is a lot. They have to equip kunai again in order to use it. They can maybe smash at me with their suit or whatever. Well, I guess they get a 3/4 out of this. That's pretty good. Alright, so now we can at least go samurai plus patrol. They're playing mono white. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it. So I have a feeling they're going to kill the Peerless Samurai, which would make sense. Ooh, Banishing Slash. All right. And Exile? No, it just destroys. Well. Let's just attack with the... Let's see what they blow up here. So I'm going to stop after attackers. Because I think they want to kill Peerless Samurai anyway. I just have to attack, right? Okay. So let's just attack with the patrol. It's going to allow us to play the Sunblade Samurai. We already get the value, so that largely irrelevant. So now we'll go to post-combat main phase, play this dude. And pass. We do have an artifact and enchantment, which means we could really reap some Banishing Slash value, which is awesome. Problem is, I mean, the only thing we can really blow up right now is the Dragonfly suit or the Exemplar. Not that either one's bad necessarily, but... guess we'll take it. I mean, we're pretty far ahead on the race right now, so... plus we get to Banishing Slash that. That's pretty good. Okay. So... I'm thinking Wander's Intervention might be something they have here. Let's attack anyway, I suppose. I think we're gonna get interventioned, but we can at least follow up with a slash and an ogre, so I'm okay with it. Well, now they can't intervention, so I guess that's good. They're just gonna take it. Okay. All right. So we can do Peerless Samurai number 2, and then I can slash the Mentor and get a Samurai. Guess that makes sense. All right. I wonder, did they have Farewell in hand with 5 mana out? I've been there already in this format. I've been there. So Repel the Vile does deal with... it's probably too expensive for what we're playing against. Basically, the only thing we saw anyway was Exemplar. There's Explosive Entry, which seems to deal with... well, kind of deals with Kunai. It does deal with Mechanic and Suit. I mean, technically it deals with Kunai too, just in a little bit more of a challenging way. Can remove counters from things. I guess it sort of works against Mentor, but not in impressive fashion. Certainly not in a way that inspires me to play Puppet. Could do our own hotshot mechanics, but I mean, I'd rather run the slings. They're better for us than the mechanics, I would argue, because they can be reconfigured. And then we've got Light the Way against heavy removal decks. As of now, I think our main deck looks just fine. Man, I really want to keep this one because any land, and we can at least use the Samurai. It's pretty tempting. And we're on the draw. So basically, I'm going to risk it. It's obviously risky, but mulliganing is also not always your friend. I think people think mulliganing is your friend, but it's a lot. I think, I forget who did the math and crunched the numbers. And maybe it was just conjecture anyway, but I felt like it was fairly accurate. If you do one mulligan, expect to lose your chance of winning by about 9%. And if you mull twice, it's probably down, you know, probably over 20%. I mean, granted, if I keep a 7 land and don't draw a land, then we're in trouble too. We only got 2 draw steps to draw any land. We only have 15 of 30, so it's a little less than coin flip each time. But luckily, I did get it. So the choices are Samurai versus Exemplar here. All right, and then we ripped third land, which is good. So I would say probably Peerless Samurai makes the most sense. So we got 1 card left. I think we just jam a Ryu and pass. My thinking is I can reconfigure the Simian Sling, and then they can't even triple block or really do too much here. I can just arrest that as well, especially if I draw a land. And then, of course, I just absolutely rip everything so perfect there. I mean, I could actually do the Unstoppable Ogre first. That's true, actually. So we just arrest. So I can arrest the Mentor. And I can attack with 4/1. I'm still going to be 1 mana shy here. So let's see. If they triple block, I can attack this now, and they can't even triple block and kill it because of first strike. So we're still just good. You just don't have a good block. First strike really sets Ryu apart, I would say. So 1 mana shy of casting the Sunblade Samurai, no big deal. Opponent is doing quite well on 5 cards. I will give them all the credit in the world there. They can't accrue vehicles with that, so that's an important thing to note. Wow, I even got this too. Dirty. Who is this Alex Stephenson fellow that's like drawing well all of a sudden? Crazy. All right, we'll see you for round 2. All right, well, it's a keep. Good looking hand. A body. A bunch of removal. That looks like about what I would expect. I've seen Commune with Spirits played quite a few times. And to be honest, I'm kind of surprised. I usually end up with decks that need to make a lot of cuts, and I'm just... it would be difficult for me to imagine a space where Commune with Spirits... I have enough space to play with Commune with Spirits, but already my opponent's mana base is super intriguing. We've got green, black, and red. I wonder if they're Shrine build, perhaps? Could be. Good draw there. Oh, geez. Well, that's going to get us pretty good, unfortunately. Well, we'll go for the Ryu play, see if they have the answer. If they don't, I suspect Ryu can do good work for us. If they do, we're probably in trouble. I mean, we've already gotten 2 for 1 this game, so... It's a surprising bounce there, to be honest. But here we can do the Samurai Peerless. And we can attack. So I think I just kill Geothermal Kami now because I don't want to deal with like a Master's Rebuke or a Spinning Wheel Kick, or I mean, I guess I can't cast the Wheel Kick, but this is my only opportunity to cast Kami's Flare right now. So we just do it to take care of the thing that can Master's Rebuke my Ryu and keep it going here. At least I can't kill anything more with the life of Toshiro Umezawa. That's good. And I feel like if they had removal for Ryu, they would have cast it, but I might be wrong. Sayu, who endures. Alright. Alright, that's cool. So we'll do the sling. We definitely reconfigure very quickly here. We'll get in for 4. And then we get in for 6, actually. We don't get the untap, but certainly worth it. They're gaining 4 life here, though. Well, we didn't have lethal, did we? 9 plus 6. I guess we had the Ninja's Kunai, too. But that is actually interesting they conceded, because they were getting a 2-3 body plus a 2-2 first strike next turn. Did they just have no way to draw the remove? Did they not have removal for Ryu, or were they just frustrated and didn't want to deal with the situation? I honestly don't know. Sideboard, so Repel the Vial obviously has targets. We can both hit Geothermal Kami, which is a, power 4 greater, yep. We can hit these enchantments, although hitting Sagas with Repel, a lot less sexy. They already get value. Lion Sash is a fantastic card. Thankfully, we have a lot of removal for it, because it takes a little while to build up. Explosive Entry, not the least of which, good answer for it, but considering it's the only artifact we've seen and our whole deck is essentially removal, I think we're okay probably running it back. It's going to be tough to beat this main deck. In terms of sideboarding, I mean. Not in terms of my opponents beating me. My opponents could easily beat me. Because doesn't matter how good your deck is in Limited sometimes. Well, we've got ourselves a fantastic hand here. Love seeing Windscarred Crag be helpful. Nothing better than your dual land that's tapped in your aggro deck actually doing exactly what you want it to do, which is be able to fix your mana on turn 1 without missing a beat. So do we play the Ember Keeper or the Exemplar first? Probably the Exemplar, because if we draw the land, we want to be able to do the Samurai right away. So they're green, red, white, blue. They must be a Shrine deck. Like, I can't imagine them being anything other than a Shrine deck, just for the sole reason of why are they playing all these colors? Maybe they have bombs? Honestly, I don't know. I'm thinking Shrines, though. So, Banishing Slash has high potential upside here, because we have the Kunai and an enchantment now, so we can kill something and get the 2-2. And then it must be my, like, lucky day, because I am just ripping magical cards here. We even get to cast the Kunai now for free, which is just phenomenally good. So now we have Banishing Slash just rip rare and ready to go here. More than one Commune with Spirits. I'm really gonna just guess Shrine here. I'm gonna guess Shrine deck. Could be wrong, but never know. So we can slash that, and the reason I want to slash that is because I can kill it, tack with Exemplar or Samurai, it doesn't matter. Probably Exemplar, I guess, just for, I don't know, it honestly doesn't matter. We get the value either way. And then I can cast Ember Keeper post-combat, so that's really nice. Plus we get a Samurai because we have a enchantment and artifact. I'm just going to take this out. We even have more removal where that came from. We'll just get in with this because, like I said, it doesn't matter. We get the reduced cost regardless. We play the Ember Keeper and then pass. So we can even modify creatures at this point, which is nice. We can play Arrest and Bash for 8. We don't even have to, we don't even basically deal with our Samurai synergies anymore. We just get in there for 8. Said I hadn't seen too much of Seven-Tail Mentor, but I guess I just equip that because it's our best creature, and then it'll be modified. So if they kill it, I mean, they are fully fixed. Ah, there they go. So they had their thing. I think they still die though, right? Or maybe not. Yeah, they do. So we still get there. We basically just attack with all three. We have Vigilance. And then we just throw a kunai at their face. All right. Well, we beat the Kami War. At least we got the explanation to why they were 5-color, and it was a pretty cool deck idea because it's the first time I've seen the card be played. But really shows you how difficult that plan is to make work, you know? They had, look at their mana base. They have at least Rugged Highlands and the black-red duel. They've got multiple Commune with Spirits. They cast it on what? I mean, they curved into it. The best of their ability. They exactly played it on turn 6. Perfect mana, all 5 colors. And they just got massacred. Granted, we curved out just masterfully there. Actually, I mean, it's not like it was a busted curve out, but it was a good curve out. Exemplar into Deuter with Kunai. So turn 3, we had played 3 spells. That's pretty good. Turn 4, kill something, get another creature. Plus get another creature. Yeah, I mean, we did have pretty ideal curve, but they did too for what their deck wanted to do. But this was a pretty telling game. Kami War, probably not worth it. Pretty tough. Even when you cast it perfectly on curve, pretty tough to make work. All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, so once again, I say we risk it. The reason is we're on the draw. We have Sunblade Samurai. So even if we rip red mana, we have access to white. Wandering Emperor, we're pretty far away from that, but it's also the first time we've seen it. And we still have a 1-drop. I think it's worth it. Obviously, we get punished if we don't draw land, but we're an aggro deck. You want to curve out. I think it's worth it. All right, so we missed our land drop here. I'm okay going for the trade. It's interesting that they didn't want to attack or block there. All right, so we ripped the land, which means we can at least kill the centipede. I think we'll use the Kanai to do so. And probably block the Apprentice too. It depends. Sure. All right. We didn't get the land, but we have Kami's Flare. I think at this point we'll probably just channel this to get our land. This seems like a fairly safe opportunity to do it. We want to do it now, though, to actually just hit the land drop. Especially since we may be able to get Wandering Emperor next turn. Possibly. We'll see. Alright, Goshen Tai is pretty good. At least we can still Kami's Flare it, so not the end of the world. We got our 4th land, so we can also do Wandering Emperor. Especially with double Kami's Flare. Good options here. So... Oh, but we only had... No, this is fine. So I think what we're going to do... Yeah. All right. We'll pass. So we're going to let him attack. So we do Emperor... We exile Goshen Tai. I mean, another option we can do, which might even be smarter. Well, it depends. Because this can hit Planeswalkers too. They could have a lot of common removal. Here's the thing that we could do instead. If we wanted, we could make a Samurai and block Etching of Kumano, take some damage. But I think I like just dealing with their thing now. Just dealing with their biggest guy is just fine. Because if they have burn, like I said, to me it just makes more sense to just get the best value we can out of Wandering Emperor while we still have it. Okay, that's a good draw. Because now we can go... I mean, I suppose the best play is to just play the Exemplar, makes the best use of mana, pump it with Wandering Emperor, and then we even have Kami's Flare with full value, which is pretty slick. I guess we get the modification bonus now. We'll just kill Etching of Kumano. Now they can't kill Wandering Emperor. And we got the bonus 2 damage, which is good. Alright, we got the 5th land. So now we can go... I still think it's in our best interest to leave up Kami's Flare for emergencies. So we'll cast Mothrider Patrol. We're going to pump it. And leave up Kami's Flare. I mean, we could play the Peerless Samurai too. That might be smarter. Yeah, I guess this is better because we'll have 2 blockers for Iron Apprentice. Even if they have a removal plus a hasty creature, Wandering Emperor probably doesn't die. Here I guess we get rid of the Arrest. It deals with more things, but Kami's Flare deals more damage, so I think I like it more. Another Peerless Samurai is good. So we can create a Samurai, or I think we just want to keep pumping Wandering Emperor, though. Making our bodies better. Especially since they could just kill it otherwise. So I think we'll do this. We'll pump flyer, play another samurai, and get in with flyer. So this, I guess, sort of opens us up to possibly having Wandering Emperor die if they're able to, I guess, like use a removal spell plus... I mean, they still can't even nuke and kill Wandering Emperor. I guess if they have a land, they can. But at that point, I mean, they had to devote a bunch of resources to kill it, so I'm not upset. We got plenty of value out of the Wandering Emperor. So they could have the... Wait, who are they attacking? Me? I could have just taken it, but I don't mind getting their bodies off the board too. So I'm basically just trying to keep the Emperor bigger than the reactor for now. But the reactor, because I think you can direct it at... Oh, is it? It's only player too. Okay. I didn't actually realize that. I guess we kill this. Alright. Well, Wandering Emperor did her job. Playing against black-red artifact aggro with Ambitious Assault, which is the first appearance I've seen of it. They do have some good modify stuff, though. The Iron Apprentice is quite good for modify. They're doing like a little modify deck. That's kind of cool. Or trying to. Iron Apprentice is great for that because it's just a 1-mana modified creature that attacks well with Ambitious Assault. Twin Shot Sniper is an amazing card. Centipede makes sense with a... And it only reconfigures for 2, but it's aggressive and it makes sense with a modified deck. So I think their deck makes sense. I'm just lucky today and have kept 2 1-landers and managed to rip land in time. Even missing a land drop, I was still able to recover there. So I'm fortunate in that respect. All right, Explosive Entry deals with Reactor Synthesizer. Well, it doesn't deal with Synthesizer in an attractive way, appealing way. They do have a lot of stuff it deals with, though. Hitting a Beetle kind of sucks. Hitting Apprentice kind of sucks. Hitting Sniper kind of sucks even. Jeez. You know, for all the things we have that it deals with, I mean, hitting the reactor is at least pretty good, but... Jeez. I mean, I guess I could cut the kunai and do Explosive Entry. I'm just looking at... Or I could do the Arrest. Arrest is a little bit clunky, and all their creatures are pretty small. I'm going to do Entry over the Arrest and presume that it's going to work better. We'll see if it does. I just think they are a lot of artifacts, and at least blowing up something little and getting a +1/+1 counter out of it, especially when you have 4 Kami's Flare, actually does seem pretty good. Well, it's keep. Good looking hand. So... pretty good chance we just surge that, I guess. I could have done it on my turn, but I kind of want to wait and see what they do. So we'll surge now because then they don't get a bonus from the Apprentice, and I don't know. It's fine. So we can exile the Simian Sling if we want, or we can play the Kunai. I have no real rush to cast the Kunai. I have nothing to attach it to. I guess we can wait for now. I can afford to take 1 damage, though. Okay. This exiles too, so I can actually, especially since they're doing the Ambitious Assault deck. I think I'm okay with actually taking out Apprentice here. And the reason I'm okay with it, like I said, is because they're running multiple Ambitious Assaults, so their little dudes add up. Our late game has just got to be better than what they can do early, I assume. I might be wrong, but I'm going to play this now just because I have nothing else to do with my mana. And it's fine. So they can modify it and then actually get pretty good value there. So we'll do the Ryu for now. And they can get their Apprentice back, which is actually pretty good. Pretty timely Banishing Slash. So I think we just take out Unforgiving One now, and the reason is they can get their Apprentice back otherwise next turn. So I'm just gonna take care of this problem right now. And I guess I can play the Ogre too. It's a good beater. I don't see why not. Because it would be a modified creature. So it's actually the first time I've really seen Unforgiving One come up. Uh-oh. Well, I guess this is actually okay because they don't have the mana to pay. So that actually worked out. Let's see here. So I can do... This is actually all pretty good. So we're going to do Emperor. Then we're going to pump Ogre. And the reason I'm pumping Ogre is so then it can't die to Goshen Tai. Plus, I can keep the Sling back. So for now, we hang out. That's a tough one. So let me think. Tough one. They're going to steal our Ogre, so I guess the play is... We're going to lose our Wandering One, unfortunately, but I'm just going to kill their Death Touch dude now, I guess. I mean, I could kill my own Ogre and save Wandering One, but that to me doesn't really make sense. So we'll do this. They'll steal our Ogre. They're going to kill our own Wandering Emperor with it. So we got flooded. It does happen. Especially, I mean, do I have to say it, folks? You know me. I am the king of flood, so. It's got trample too. You can take more damage. All right. We top deck land, we go to game 3. All right, that's about what I thought would happen. So we'll go to game 3. And not do anything differently. I don't think. They still are running enough artifacts, I think, where I'm still okay with explosive entry. So... probably jam it back, I guess. I mean, Light the Way is a way around Shattered States era, but let's just run it back. That's a keep. We don't have the artifact for banishing slash value, but not a huge deal. All right. Reactor. So I can actually blow up the reactor. It's not a terrible idea. Because next turn I want to cast Ryu anyway. So I might just slash the reactor. It might seem a bit early, but remember, most of their creatures are pretty weak overall. My thoughts are that the reactor is only going to get better, especially with how many they have in their deck. We don't get full value, but we don't have any artifacts in hand to like build towards. I still have Arrest and Kami's Flare. I'm okay with this. So they can double block. I doubt they do. If they do, well, we get a 2-for-1. I think I just take the 2-for-1. It does mean they could have removal here, especially since we already know about the thing, but I'm still attacking twice. I could have not done that, and I wonder if it would have been better, but it's hard to resist a 2-for-1. All right. Well, we ended up going 3-0 with the deck. It was a very strong deck. Our third round opponent did a good job, I would say, especially on the mulligan there, but they Shattered States, United States of America, did pretty good against Wandering One there. Took our Ogre, killed our own dude with it. I mean, yeah, that worked out pretty well for him. All right, let's do some pack one, pick ones here. All right, Easy Kodama. Played against this card. It's really good. Yeah, just an awesome card. Very, very cool. I like it. And Basayu is also amazing. I'm going to play that card one of these days. I seriously don't think I've played it yet, which is crazy because I think it's super strong. Easy Goro, fantastic beater. More modified bonus value. Hacker's good. Tails is playable. I like the Mender, the Stalker, the Sphere. Those are all good. All right. Ninja's a really good one too. Comes in with Menace. And you just get a card out of their hand for an efficient creature. Really nice. Embrace is obviously very good too. Gloom Shrieker's good. Haven't seen the Gloom Shrieker in a little while. Nashi. Gotten to play the Rat before. And really cool too. Lets you play spells. Really fun. You have to pay life to get the spells, but whatever. It's a good one. All right. Here we would take probably the Exploit, cheap removal. There is Channel, and I did make the argument before. If you're going to take something... No, I said the thing that you take over cheap removal are things that are cheap, typically. Like cheap creatures that are uncommons with good value. I could see taking over cheap removal. But I guess I'm still undecided on how much I would give... Well, especially these two. How much credence do I give these channel abilities over removal? And I think I still like the removal more than those. Both those channel abilities are useful, but perhaps just not quite useful enough. So I could take the Kami's Flare here, but to be honest, I'm still kind of wanting to try out the mech. Basically, just because it comes in and kills an X2, and then it's accruable, pretty decent threat. But, I mean, pretty good argument to take Kami's Flare here as well, just because hard to go wrong with cheap, efficient removal with upside. Ooh. Well, I love me Oni Cult Anvil, so I'd take that one. Really fun card. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.